morning, everybody. Welcome to JSpeak. Thanks for tuning in. Last week we covered Lunchbox amps, and I thought I would do a follow-up as a part 2 to discuss larger amps you can use at lower wattage settings, and then you got the best of both worlds. So, first up, obviously a huge orange fan, but the cool thing about some of the newer oranges, you can run different power scaling, different wattages, use different number of valves or tubes, whatever you want to call them, and get a 100 watt amp if you need it for gigging, but you can run it at 70 watts, you can run it at 50 watts, and you can run it at 30 watts, which is a really cool feature. You can do that on the OR100. I think the Thunderverbs also have power scaling, or at least they have an attenuator. The one is a 200 watt amp, which is just, I can't imagine anyone actually needing that. Especially nowadays with technology and PA systems. But the Rockerverb Mark III has not only the power scaling, so you can run everything from 30 watts to 100 watts and control your breakup in your headroom, but you can also run the attenuator and get bedroom volumes with awesome tone. So you can get all that orange sound with all that goodness, which is awesome. Now, orange obviously isn't the only one doing this. MESA is a huge proponent. They call it the dynawatt settings, or the multi-watt settings, sorry, and they got the semi-class and all that. But I did pick up a Mark V, which I gotta tell you is a beautiful amp. But overall, you've got 9 modes, but the great thing is with all those tones and all those different things you can do, you can run the amp at 90 watts, you can run it at 45 watts, and you can run it at 10 watts. Not only that, but there's hidden little gems in there with each wattage where it's not necessarily headroom that you get, but you get all these unique variations of tones that are really good for the stage and the studio or just for practice. So that's a great option. Obviously, they have the dual Rex and things like that. A lot of their amps can run at 50 watts or 100 watts, which is great solutions. As most of you know, I also have a Vox AC30, which has an attenuator built in, so you can run it at 30 watts, 3 watts, or the 0.03 watt, or the 0.3 watt, whatever it is. But there is another good thing you can do, and you can buy one amp then. You don't need a bedroom amp and a gig amp. You know, granted, if you have a rehearsal space and you need stuff there and you need stuff at home, that's fine. But, you know, if all you have to do is move a head around, that's not that bad. You know, some of the orange heads weigh 70 pounds. They are heavy rigs, well worth it. But some of the MESA stuff and the Vox stuff is much lighter. The other MESA I forgot to touch on was the Lone Star, which I also own. You can run that at 30 watts, 15 watts, or 5 watts. And again, there's so much tone in the modes and in those amps that running at different settings, you can get really great stuff. I've recorded with 5 watts and I've also recorded with 30 watts. So you really got to put in perspective what you want in your amplifier and if a Lunchbox is really the way to go. So I hope that was helpful as kind of like a part 2 follow-up. Be sure to check out this week's video. We're going to do one of the PRS guitar duels. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works. As I said, I demoed all those Mad Professors, which we saw one last week. I've got the Silver Jubilee up against the Rockerverb, I think. Come out in a couple weeks. I'm going to start putting the Mark V through its paces. So a lot of awesome stuff to come. And I hope you enjoy watching, and I'll keep doing this. If you have any questions, comments, messages, leave them, hit me up, whatever you want to do. Again, check out this week's video. Don't miss one sub. Have a good one.